And now kind of like as we look at it, we see the light in it. See, it was an illusion. Death is an illusion. There's nothing to fear. Life is always continuous. It's a thread. And on this side of the fence, we experience it otherwise. On the other side of the fence, we know better. See, there's nothing to fear. We're always alive. We, transform in and out of shape and form every now and then. That's what we call a lifetime. And always give ourselves a good experience and a good dose of love somewhere along the way, too, if we can possibly manage it. Somewhere. Some of the lives seem pretty empty. But look how full they are now. Look, the reward is here. In this moment, we don't have to worry about what went on now, do we? It got us here. Bless that shit and get on with it. Don't let it hang around anymore. That's just wear you down, man. Get it out of your heart right now. In other words, embrace it. Don't chase it. Mother love. Be the expansive cosmic being that you are. Take the exotic field. Go with the deal that deepens it, ripens it, and brings it right forward from inside. See how much delight there is in that? That's how you lighten it up, by seeing how delightful that it is. We're setting ourselves free of that view. It doesn't live that way anymore. No life possibly could. It's a soap opera given for the entertainment of the universal life around us. We're each a little Shirley Temple, a child actor, man. Innocent as all get out. A blossoming little flower that doesn't realize the implication of some of the words they give her to say. You understand my way, baby? It's a joke, son. It's a joke, son. Foghorn Leghorn. How about Rocky and Bullwinkle and the Goof Gas Attack? Is that not a classic? Does that not add to our summoning up of the wisdom of the eternal heart of love? You gotta love these creations in our presence and time, man. We have so entertained ourselves through it and been such great entertainment to the universe. Though we scared the living shit out of them more than once or twice, didn't we, man? We almost put it over the edge again. But of course, we brought it right back. This time, we're in it for love. This time, we're in it to win. This time, we're in it for what we're getting right now, man. And how? The feeling of love, alive inside of us and all around us, the feeling. That's what we're dealing with, man, and it's expansive, we're touching hearts all over this planet, as you awaken many more, and you never know where they might be because we're connected cosmically. Geography means nothing. Well, and as I've challenged you before, you have to look beyond this or allow yourself to see beyond this conception of time and distance and space and shit, There's a whole new reality dawning on us, baby, and I don't think it's quite as restrictive as all that, see? This is how we set ourselves free of all the old tomfoolery that we've been involved in. Whatever it might be, from warfare on out, whether it's against your own persons or whatever, We start to see the delighted way, the happy, mischievous, little, darling inside of yourself that's every bit as cosmic as the rest of you, and magic, too. Because you just transformed the darkness into light, man, because it wasn't darkness after all, see? It's just allowing yourself to be it, to embrace it. And it just makes you feel, ooh, I tell you, a little unreal. The sensual side of it is really deep and powerful, isn't it? Yeah. But see, it fulfills every need we've ever felt in the presence of any lifetime we've lived. It's a crux moment. It's a giving up of the burden of the old life in the presence of now, and accepting the divine blessing of it and all of our experience in it. Now, this old cowboy helping you see what reality be, do you think that spaceship love's going to come from above and swipe us all up? That great city of light that exists in that fourth, fifth parallel or something like that, but that it exists here too, doesn't it? It really is a golden city. Much as I portrayed on that Mary Jane Gateway to Paradise mug, it looks a lot like that, only bigger and broader and, brighter and gleamier and happier, and I don't know, it's just way beyond our ability to see in the 3D, but here we feel it. It becomes real. See, that's how we transform into it. We step beyond our closely held perceptions that by which we defined our life, in other words, and let life define itself for us through the presence of the heart. See, that's the choice there is. Is there the willingness to go the way of the magic and powerful heart? Or is there still a willingness to resist that for some reason or another? Is there some fear attached to it? If so, dance with it, baby. Embrace it. Fear, at the least, is a protective energy. It's warped as all get out, but it's a protective energy. See, it's born of mother love. That's how you allow yourself to transform through it. There's nothing wrong with being a little fearful. Everyone is right to this moment in time. And, you know, when we're through here, there won't be one speck of fear left anywhere. It won't even be a conception anymore. Not even an unallowable energy. It's just one that doesn't exist. Just like some of our institutional instruments in the 3D. Well, the whole 3D will dissolve away. It's not just the government, along with it, the buildings and trappings, and even oftentimes the whole landscape be changing quite drastically because you see it with different eyes. You experience it from this full present of rooted love that you know of as your real life. And you embrace the person and allow it to expand into all of this creation, to feel it, in other words, to see it, to live it. It's like living in an atomic way, a subatomic way, because you see the proton, neutron, the electron, anything, whatever's there, is just kicking around in your reality. You see it right from that aspect, and even finer, the divine light of love in everything, everything. And experience it from the submolecular, the subatomic on out, to the superatomic, man, where it's all just living and happy to be alive. And quite mischievous about it too, thank you very much. That's the human way, man. If there isn't substance to love, then there isn't life. You know, if you can't dance with it a bit, play with it a bit, kick it around a little bit, be wounded by it, be knocked down, dragged out, you know, whatever. You know, if you can't allow yourself to experience that was the challenge here, is can love really endure that shit? Can human beings really go through the fires of real hell and be imprisoned in it? These human beings that are soul presences. Can you truthfully, have you done it? Well, that's the Coyote medicine. And the news of the day, I guess. Where's my little beep, 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 beep? They rock, I talk. But that is, you know, it's our own reality. It's our own existential truth manifesting in the feeling that we embrace all. We don't chase them. We embrace them. We don't fear them. We come near them and grab them in the you-know-what and pull them to us and say, hey, lover, where you been? You might be the most demonic thing I've ever seen, but by God, you're sexy. And you start to waltz around, and you know what's going down, baby. That's the divine union of love, when you can experience paradise in the worst aspects of hell. And you can create it right out of the very fires of hell, the divine paradise. Well, you bring it right back to your heart, right now. And it becomes a truthful reality that you live in. So, your personality is no longer divided from creation. It's part of it, all the way through. Okay, we're getting a little carried away. It's the orgasmic thing. I can't stop the flow, don't you know? It's a Coyote medicine show. It's a Coyote way. It's a dance into life, wouldn't you say? Given in a rock and roll sort of way, and classically so. Here on the Hazy Radio Network, your very center and source for life. We exaggerate ever slightly, but there's no exaggeration in it. If you can endure this, baby, you can take anything, man. You got it on. You've learned how to rock and roll and soothe your heart and soul and be content with everything, man. Because it's the presence of your, oh my God, the feeling with which we're dealing. Just allow it to be. These are parts that haven't felt too enlightened for a while. You see, and they've been real frightened for a while too, It's conditioning, it's training, it goes with the culture wherever you are. It's over with now. See, this is the and how. This is the awakening to the innocence in that presence too. So there's no condemnation in anything. There's a ripening blessing by our endurance. Whew. See, that's the crucifixion of the whole of humanity. In every lifetime we've sacrificed to get here. Sacrifice our own presence to the presence of hell again and again and again. It always looked like paradise in some other way and felt like it too. It's amazing how we've done this black and blue life, man. Come out of it bruised and battered, but untattered, man, you know. Alive and man, when you get on the other side, do you remember how it is to let out that first sigh of relief? Wow, what a ride, you know. We're right in that state now. It's not death, it's life eternal. You know, it's living in the love that you really are, you know, as a physical presence rooted in the reality as well as your ever-expansive angelic sweetheart. I mean, come on, babies. Embrace yourself for the glory of it, too. It's not unhumble to be alive in the presence of what you are. And if you see some kind of formation of angelic presence coming, forming around you, and this golden light and wingy little shapes whispering in the background or something like that, just go with the flow of it, love it so. And that's the key, that's the secret, is just see the love in it all. And don't make definitions on it. Just allow it to be. See, it's so simple that we step by that 1 billion times over. Because we couldn't feel it. Then you couldn't see it. That's what being blind is. Not being able to see your way out of it. And just having to be tossed around by the experience of it. The riders on the storm. You see? Oh, but what a sweet ride. What a beautiful heart we've managed to create from all that ugliness. What a delightful dance we do as we experience the full presence of our creation. And there ain't this black and blue. There's only the rainbow energy of gold and heart flowing into all of it. You feel that, man? See, that's your kundalini going away and coming back to life, too. See, it's a different experience of the presence of it. It's not so densified now, you see. You did this by allowing yourself to root in this experience, so that you could lighten up and allow yourself to know the full presence of your own self, to feel the personal satisfaction you're feeling now with your presence in life right here in this moment, where the full presence of heart comes flowing through you, dear. It's a rock and roll reality indeed, made of the Koyote heart. Some of this shit couldn't be helped, but we understand now. We're on our way, baby. We ain't stopping for nothing. There ain't no fright in this free flight. This could be heaven forever. Yes, indeed. Looking back into the mother's eyes for the first time in a long time. A little cowgirl, a little cowboy arising from the muck of the rodeo, man. And finding angelic wings and sprouting out in places you wouldn't even know they'd be, man. And free flight is forever to be. You took your beat and you took it well. Down you went and up you came. Flying. You weren't injured by this life, see? You thought you were. You thought you were dead there for a long time, didn't you? Well, it felt like a living death, a lot of it, didn't it? There was no ability to feel, and if you did, it kind of got too real, and you had to get out of the way, or run away, or explode so people get out of the way, you know. You couldn't allow anything real, you know. There was only this right path, this right way, you know, and you had it pretty narrowly, wouldn't you say? But look where it led you, so it's all okay. See, we're not beating ourselves up anymore. We're just understanding the flow and the way it goes. You know, here on Hazy Radio Network with Grandpa Koyote and the Coyote Medicine Show, only and exclusively on the ever-loving Hazy Radio Network. Your ticket to fly to great daylight and so much more. Oh, darling, we love you so. You see, and in this reality, you know, as we were experiencing, you know, the Mighty Quinn and Turn Me Loose and This Is It, you know, and Eli, oh my goodness. See, that's a metaphor, but it's a beautiful one, and it's a reality, a real truth. See, Eli is the eye that sees and is united universally with the heart. So besides being a person in some cosmic extension of reality, it's also a presence inside of each of us. an ability to see that which is real, that which is rocking us through our rolling reality, man. And God is here. You see, the love that never gave up. Our heart has endured so much here, incredibly so. And the endurance has been, gnarly, teeth gritting and then some, man. Bombs have gone off. Ooh, some naughtiness has happened, man. Some real dark naughtiness. But if we can embrace the experience of the past, it doesn't have to be there anymore because we're here at last, coming home to our heart, which means unifying with that spaceship love that does indeed exist in the sky, man. Yes, indeed. It's an angelic city, like I say, much like I portrayed on the Mary Jane Gateway to Paradise mug. If you haven't seen that, you can see one at, I don't know if they're still there. The KoyoteClub.com, Coyotes with a K and Clubs with a K. So the Coyote Club, I got them over there. TheCoyoteClub.com. But anyhow, it's like that. It's a golden city. And, that's just a semblance, and an earthbound representation. But, oh, my goodness, it's pretty close, babies. It's pretty close. If you look at one, or just look at that picture, I think it's pasted somewhere else in there, maybe in the gallery. If you look at that picture, you'll see the reality, You just have to gaze at it. Let the vision clear. Just like we were talking about earlier, how we go out and look at the clouds reshaping in the sky as the sun's rising. Oh my goodness. Talk about a rebirth, see? And so now later on, as we follow this flow of this feeling that's so rooted in this and has centering up all energies and bringing equitous feeling to everything, man. It's an end to the age of pain for you personally. And there'll be no digression anymore. It's an expansive thing, you see? And in this feeling, you be like renewing yourself. I saw us going through the cosmic gateway of love right to the center of reality as we were experiencing all of that. This is it. Eli is coming. Eli is here. Eli is the ability to be and see it clearly. Yeah, man. There ain't nothing stopping us now. Allow yourself to feel it, flow into it. And resist no more. That which you fear is the most real thing that could ever be. Don't you see? That's why you fear it. It's going to swallow you up. You'll be nothing. Yet you're something right now, aren't you? Well, let that go with you, okay? That's pretty simple, really. See, you don't deny yourself any pleasure in this presence, especially the pleasure of your own person. That's where the unity is. It's a very, very personal thing. That's what the individuated presence was ripening us into. Remember, through the fires of hell comes paradise. You want to get to heaven, you got to raise a little hell. Do you want to be hanging around with a bunch of goody two-shoes that just play harps and stuff? I mean, I guess that's all right for some folks, but I like being the centering of my own reality. I like to experience that truth and share it with others. You doggone tootin', man. That's what we're doing right now. And rooting to and in it. It's what clears our view. See, the unity is where the true vision is. That's where creation is. In the unified heart. Experience is a personal life. Yes, our own expression of it too, and beautifully so. So unburden your heart. Let it go. Relax. That's all you got to do. You just got to relax. Allow it to be. Close your eyes. Feel the resonance of your own true love. That which loves everything and everyone and makes no definition based on anything. And if there's deception here, it's our own deceiving ourselves, man, allowing it to be. Because we've lived in a grand deception, but beautifully so. It's more like a soap opera, don't you know? And now the vision come clear. And we see it there. We live it. We're alive. We feel it. And we're unified in that feeling. And we're beginning to experience what it means to be the collective heart. The mother of love. Expressed in the human being. The children of the universe. The delight of their heart, too. Now that we're finally dancing out of it. So don't take a chance with it. Dance with it, babies. Be alive. Inside your soft, sweet hide, let yourself feel this. Restrict yourself no more. Why would you ever when the gateway to paradise is open to you now, completely. And it's a personal experience just for you. Well, there's a whole bunch of us in it too, of course, but just for you. That's where you experience it. Then you expand, of course, into everything else. And you learn to appreciate life in a whole different way and how to experience a true orgasm that lasts forever. Yeah. An experience beyond the incredible. There's nothing on the internet that could bring it to you, man. You know, nothing to get your jollies off like this one does. Nothing. But it's slow, it's soft, it's sweet, it's content. It's a warm wave at the hot springs, but it's an ocean. And it's the ocean water, the embryonic water from which life arises that you're bathing yourself in, you see. The mineral wealth is there in the ocean. That's the tiny little particles and elements we're made out of, and all of our cousins in the sea and the sky above and the earth below and everywhere else we happen to turn our attention, don't you know? It's like we're the moon reflecting the sun into creation, clearing away the perception of darkness. There is no darkness without light. Well, think about it. I mean, really. See, there is no void, no presence of nothing. For everything lives, everything is made of light. And this is what we're feeling. And this is just a mild definition. See, there's no real words that can describe the feeling we're going through right now. It's just an Anhao. That's why I call it the Anhao moment. Eli's here. Who else is here? Well, everybody you ever wanted to unite with. Your whole spirit family, whatever that is. And however that's given for you to see. See, it's your own definition. We just help you get there, baby, because we're unifying with you too. You know, grandfather, who is a grandpa, yeah, so designated by the tribe. But babies, it's because we got the vibe. Because we got the flow, and now the ability to live it. For real. We don't have to wallow around in the muck of hell anymore. It's been beautiful. Bless yourself for it. Goodness gracious. We can get in some cold places, can't we? Wow. Sends a chill up and down my spine just remembering some of those places, you know, those unusual faces we hang out with at times, man. Yet, you know, that's the old definition. We see it clear now. A life living, maybe just to give you a chill up and down your spine right now. Maybe that was the whole reason for that experience. So you can realize and let go of the coldness. And not be reactive to it anymore. Because it's responsive to you. If you give it love, it gives you love too. You are unified inside. And that's where this ride begins. It expands from here. It's very cosmic, dear. And maybe in a few minutes, maybe in a few days, you'll see it very, very clear. So each has their own way of rising up and flying out of it, you know. It's such a personal thing, such a beautiful way. That each person is given this ability to define it for themselves as a person. Of course, in unity with the whole collective, because that's what we are. See, but the personal experience was unknown in the collective heart of all of creation until we came and formed it as the children of the universe. The volunteers in service to the heart, not just of humanity, which is ourself, which is everything present, of course. And all of that presence in that divine heart of the mother love, which is the Father too, unified. Through the mother-son representation that we see here. And that we be here. So it's kind of like a sunrise inside again. It's kind of like expansive growth, of course. Radiant love and glittering motion. Energy that you feel, see, in every little particle that makes you what the presence that you are. And well beyond that, eh? See, and you're unified in the oneness of the two-ness, which is the triad. Love is the third element in everything. The reality of love. Creative love. That which makes us so artistic in our expressions of living truth. Through the rooted physicality comes the totality of all of our reality. Flowing on in, babies, as we allow it to be. That's what we see. That's what is. That's the magic of Coyote medicine, the Coyote way. That's the magic we share with you day after day here on that hazy radio network, man. The heart that sees, the Eli, It doesn't get lied to anymore, does it, man? Because it can't live a lie anymore, can it? It knows better than to deceive itself. For it sees past the deception. Only truth will be. Only living love that we feel and we enhance in these gathering moments of our unifying heart. As we begin to experience the higher life inside of the lower, man, you know, it's black and white brought together, and it ain't just gray, man. All of a sudden it's an explosion of color, of beauty and truth and all the life that surrounds us. Poor Oki's getting nervous out there, so keep the expansive glow. I'll go get him now. He's had too much sun already, hasn't he? By the way, you will re-experience this unification in the sun sometime today. You know, if you can get out there and play. Give yourself a little time. Just be open to the opportunity. I'm pretty sure it'll come your way somehow. Because it's our moment. It's our truth. And, you know, it's time to bring it into being in the larger picture of our own person. And to allow it to be. And make it a unity in the reality of the 3D. That's where it's rooted down, baby. Yeah, the ocean of love. Feeling itself through the organic. Ooh. You see? Bathe yourself in them embryonic waters today, too. It's time to get it on, babies. It's time to be real, to allow it to be. Stay with what you feel. That's the deal here. Yeah. And it really is easy in a way, and simple and pure if you just allow it to be. Not much difficulty can come your way now. When you live it this way, as you flow with it, you glow with it, you're like radiant all the time because you're in joy all the time. You're tickled pink to be alive inside your hide and feeling it. They're in the rooted reality and in everything around you. So it just makes you tickled pink about everybody else. And so pretty soon they're tickled pink about themselves too. This is how we gather our strength together. Remember our divine heart and the way it works in creation.
If there's a rock and roll head